I've been always interested in growing processes, and the forest is a very good example because it's a whole ecosystem and it shows how different species work together and how they support together. And the interesting aspect is the aspect of symbiosis, when one species supports another species in order to achieving something. And fungus is a very good example of symbiosis because it's very known for the process which is called mycorrhiza. This principle became a principle for a project that we work on now with Han Wösten, which is called fertilize. The project Fertilize makes experiments in growing fur, and it's embodied in 5 fur codes that illustrate how one object grows in value using the processes of symbiosis and using the mushroom as a protagonist of that.
In nature, fungi grow on plant waste streams, and it can be either wood, it can be vegetable waste, it can also be straw-like material, and every fungus specializes more or less in a certain waste stream. So what we had to do in this project is to fit the certain fungus we work with in the lab with a certain waste stream.
Han already had the mushroom in mind that I actually had no clue before, which is called Schizophyllum commune, and he was really excited to make all these tryouts with this mushroom.
Dasha really liked the small mushrooms that we produce with our fungus in the lab. We have a lot of experience with this particular mushroom forming fungus.
So basically first we take a base, and with the base we were not sure at that moment. Our initial thought was just to take the straw, because that's obviously what the mycelium eats.
Dasha looked at all kinds of materials that are being used in the textile industry and to see whether it's compatible with our fungus.
I never worked with fungus before, but after already 2 weeks of experiments I realized, well, they have their own agenda, so I can't put my expectations, plans. I just need to silently facilitate, be there and just like be happy if something pops up.
So we started to grow on cotton and cheesecloth and hemp and other materials, and we ended up with hemp being the best substrate, as we call it, to grow our fungus.
What was funny with hemp, because Ukraine, where I come from, it's much more used there. It was used from early, far times ago, and they used to make fabric out of it. But also this kind of hemp fibers, they use it to put into blankets.
This project shows that indeed we can combine plant materials that are already used in the textile industry, combine that with fungi, that you get new materials with novel properties that we did not have before.
The project has a couple of layers in different sides. The first layer is to challenge and to question the linear and the outcome oriented notion of fashion, and to introduce more process-based and sustainable way. That's why the outcome of the projects are garments, and they are 5 codes, and these 5 codes demonstrate how one particular garment grows in value with each cycle of use. The phase 1, it was supposed to be cheesecloth stuffed with straw. Phase 2, this down jacket, was supposed to be inoculated with mycelium. Phase 3, small mushrooms that are also eatable. In phase 4, after the mushrooms are consumed, all kind of legumes, which can be also consumed and eaten. And phase 5, we can plant on the mycelium layer almost anything. All these layers, they create a kind of fur, so they all are fur coats. That's why the name of the project is Fertilize.
you.